really dark. How's everybody doing? I think we're going to need to get some more light on in here just to see what the heck is going on. Let me bring this up over here. Good evening. Good evening. We are on the MSC Seaside. Trying this out. Who knows? Looks like so far we're actually live. I think we are actually live. The thing is actually working, but I'm like really, 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 really dark. What else can I turn on in here?
These lights.
These overheads, they're probably going to be too bright. Let's see. Let's see what happens. See what happens. Yeah, that's like way. Those lights off. There we go. Well, we'll just be a little dark. That's all. We'll just be a little dark, but we are live from the MSC Seashore. How y'all doing? So this is our lovely cabin. And the reason why we're sitting here in this lovely cabin is because it's where our best signal is right now. So how y'all doing? I'm Walter, your independent travel advisor. I know you like this. You like the picture of my I guess that's a whale back there. But we're on the MSC Seashore until Sunday, and we thought, what the heck? Let's just pop up live and see if anybody has any questions about the seashore and anything like that. Anything to do with MSC. This is our second time being on the MSC Seashore. So if you've got any questions about the MSC Seashore or anything, I know I was hoping to do it in a different location, but we were literally working right up until now. Hey, Rick, how are you? Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for tuning in. The Seashore has certainly been an interesting experience this week. There we go. Has been an interesting, I'm still figuring out how to do this with my phone. I don't do the YouTube live too much with my phone. But yeah, so it's been a different experience this week, for sure. One thing that's certainly strange is, we were on the Valiant Lady for Thanksgiving. I certainly don't remember, I don't recommend going from the Valiant Lady to the MSC Seashore. In the future, it is quite the culture shock. Just the kids alone is enough to drive you crazy. But, it's been an interesting experience. This is the bigger ship. Hey, how are you? How does your seashore experience compare to your seaside experience? Good question. So, first of all, the elevators. They have smart elevators on these ships. I think it's a great idea maybe in regular business, but on a cruise ship, smart elevators are just not the best idea in the world. On the seaside, we seem to be able to get around, pretty good. Yeah, we had to wait for some elevators. Here on the seashore, the elevators are just horrible. I mean, horrible. If there's any activities going on at all, you could be waiting, 10 minutes or more just for an elevator to show up. In terms of the food, I say we're about equal, maybe slightly better edge to the seashore. But tonight, it was an interesting situation. We went up to the buffet for dinner, and they have three massive, it's a big buffet upstairs. I mean, it's a really big buffet. And they have these three massive stations, the front, the middle, and the back. And they only had the middle one open. So there was literally 40 to 50 people in line waiting to get through the first part of the queue. And I don't quite understand it when you have this massive buffet and you've got a lot of people on a ship. Why don't you open it all up? I thought that the layout and stuff might be a little bit different. It does seem, maybe because I know the ship better, because the flow is similar to the seaside. I found it very easy to get around. The side, I was getting turned around a lot. But on the seashore, I seem to be able to get around just fine. Now, there's an extra, is no zip line and all that good stuff. The entertainment's a heck of a lot better on this ship than it was on the seaside. The seaside, I would say it was the caliber of maybe a good high school musical, if you were lucky. But the shows have been really good. The singers, the dancers, the shows themselves have actually been a lot of fun on this ship. And the sound quality has been better. They're not overdriving it near as much as they were. Rebecca didn't like one of the shows, but the show last night was really good.
It's too loud and too bassy and on the verge of overdriving.
According to her. But to me, it sounds really good. Part of the reason why it's really bassy too is we're sitting off to the side of the stage. I think if we were sitting more centered up, we would probably not have quite so much bass. But the shows are definitely a lot better. In terms of the ship, the ship is lovely. MSC knows how to make a beautiful ship. The service, I think the service might have been better on the seaside than it is on the seashore. Service is, it's interesting. They seem to strive for that European service. I mean, Princess is really good at that. Celebrity is really good at that. Holland America is really good at that. That European service, a very attentive service. They don't really, they didn't really have it on the seaside. They don't really have it ashore. MSC doesn't quite have that caliber of service that you get on other cruise lines. They seem to actively try not to look at you. They try not to get eye contact with you as you go by. Not to say that they're not, you get lovely service when you do get service from them. Cappuccinos have been righteous. The affogato was a little disappointing. The affogato definitely seaside wins by a mile on the affogato. But overall, we're having a good time. I mean, once again, love the pools. Oh my God, the pools on the seaside and the seashore, like 6 feet deep. They're lovely. They've actually drained them down a bit because we've been in some pretty rough seas the past few days. And in fact, the day was crazy being tied up in Costa Maya, and the ship was just getting pounded into the pier. I really thought we were moving at one point because the ship was just getting slammed all day long, and we were watching the Carnival Magic. She was getting slammed all day long. So, but overall, I mean, we're having a good time. It's been a good educational experience. I mean, if I have clients who are either mobility challenged or maybe they're in a scooter, I would be a little concerned about putting them onto this ship just because of the elevator situation. But other than that, and then, this whole buffet situation, there are long queues that are forming up on the buffets. Now, for breakfast and lunch, that's just because people don't seem to know any better. If they go forward or back, there won't be queues. But at dinner time, they literally just have the one station open. So, or the one section, I should say the one section open. So it does create a long queue. Otherwise, it's been a good cruise. We've had a really good time on here. We don't have bad cruises. This cruise is kind of funny because it's sandwiched between two luxury cruises. We were on the Valiant Lady for Thanksgiving. We're here now. And then a week from tomorrow, we will be going on to the Oceana Serena, which will be our first time on Oceana. So we really came on this ship because she is the bigger sister to the seaside, and she came up to Port Canaveral, so it's only a 1-hour drive. So it's perfect. This is what we do as travel agents. We can't go by word of mouth. We can't go by reviews. We can't go by anything. We have to actually get on the ship. Hello! Thanks so much for joining in. We are live from the MSC Seashore. If you've never seen me before, my name is Walter. I'm an independent travel advisor. We own Where's Walter Travel. The voice off camera that you will hear from time to time is my wife. I know I'm a little bit dark, but when I turned the big lights on, it got really, 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 really bright. Oh, hey, Marnie and Willie, how are you? Good to see you. Can't wait to see you guys on the NCL Aqua. Make sure you check your email because I sent some questions back to you guys. So that reminds me, we have some groups that are formed. Right now, we've got a group on the Norwegian Aqua. She starts sailing in April of 2025. We've got a group in June of 2025, 7 nights sailing out of Port Canaveral. And then in June of 2025, we're going to be on the Oceana Riviera up in Alaska for 12 nights, 8 ports, 12 nights. Going to be absolutely insane. And actually in October of 2024, we've got the Sun Princess, the brand new Sun Princess. I don't know, we got about 35 people or so on that one. That's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to join us for any groups, I don't have links in the description of this video, but any other videos, maybe I'll go back and I'll put the links in after the show is over. But certainly go on over to where'swaltertravel.com and then click on groups, and you can see the groups we've got. And there's one more we just launched for Cruise RX, one of our travel partners. We're travel partners with Cruise with Ben and David. We're a travel partner with Sean Stef, and now we're a travel partner with Cruise RX, all YouTube channels, all social channels. And Cruise RX just launched a Panama Canal group cruise in April of 2025, I think. I'd have to go back and look. I think it's April of 2025. And I know I'm dark. I thought I had the lighting good, but the lighting's a little bit off, so I apologize for that. Like I said, I was hoping to be out somewhere in the ship, but I ended up doing some work, so we're here in the room. So you're looking at the lovely room now. I will go ahead and pop up the cabin tour tonight after this. This is a really nice cabin because it is a deluxe balcony, but the cabin is about, about 8 feet longer than the standard cabins, and the balcony is massive. This is what we call a kick out cabin. I always look for these. These are the cabins that when you look at the deck plans, the ship kind of does this, but then there's like these little balconies that kind of go out, and then the ship starts going again. I always look for the balconies that go out because they're larger. This one ended up being much larger than we anticipated, and what we didn't see in the deck plan is that the cabin itself is actually bigger. It looked like the cabin just ended, and then there was a big balcony, but the cabin itself actually goes another 8 feet beyond the cabin next to us. So I'll pop up the cabin tour as soon as this show is over, because it's really cool, and this is one of the reasons why we get on these ships. Like, we didn't know. And so we try as much as possible to get on as many ships as we can, so that when we're talking to you from an educated experience. Or if we're not on the ship, we're going to reach out to some of our colleagues who were just on the ship, get their personal feedback. And of course, when our clients go on shift, we try to have a follow-up call with them to find out what they liked, what they didn't like, things like that. So it's all about education. We're constantly learning. That's why we're on this ship. We kind of squeezed this in. This is cruise number 2 of 5 in about 2.5 months. We're hopping on a bunch of ships that we've never been on before. I'm going back on Scarlet Lady. It's all going to culminate with the Icon of the Seas, January 20th. Can't wait to get on that one. So, Rick, did the news of the VV new itineraries come out? Yeah, all the itineraries came out this morning. They went live. Well, I was up at 6 and they were there, and I was already booking clients. So yeah, any new itineraries for 2025 for Virgin Voyages are now out. The big changes that they have made is the bar tab. The bar tab has a whole new structure. First of all, bar tab is no longer, the included bar tab is no longer available for sea views. You will have to buy them. And then the bar tabs start with the limited view sea terrace. Make sure I get this right. I think it was 2 to 4 nights. You get $100 bar tab. For 5 and 6 nights, you get a $200 bar tab. For 7+ nights, you get a $300 bar tab. This is all for the cabin. And then for 14+ nights, you get a $600 bar tab for the cabin. What they were finding is that the majority of the people were not using that $600 bar tab that you would get for 7 nights or longer. Like, just a lot of it was just being wasted. So now it's like, okay, we'll give you the 600 when you're going to be on 14 nights or longer. You'll probably use it. But for 7 nights or less, then, or 7 to 14 nights, it's just going to be a $300 bar tab. Of course, you can always add to that if you think you're going to need more. You simply pay $300 in advance of the cruise. You cannot add to the bar tab once you're on the ship. If you run out of bar tab, you just simply pay a la carte from there. But Virgin Voyages will top off your bar tab with another $50 to $100, depending on what the promo is and what the category is and all that. Plus, if you do a status match, and you go into that loyalty program, you go into Deep Blue Extras, they will add another $100 to $200 of a bar tab. Sometimes they add like $100 per sailor, so you can get more bar tab that way. So your $200, your $300 could become $500. So there are other ways to get added bar tab, even if you're not getting it straight up. So, but yeah, no, we've got some new transatlantics. We've got some new repositionings all over. With Bali's in there, Kuala Lumpur's in there, Singapore's in there. Got a lot of really cool itineraries. In the Caribbean, they gave us they really gave us 3 new itineraries, but each of them is only a one-time sailing. There's a 5-night that I don't even really remember, but I do remember the 7-night. We got 2 7 nights, and one of them is going to Grand Cayman, and then one of them is doing a different, like a San Juan run. So they gave us two 7-nighters. They're both going in July, so they're going like right in the middle of the summer. Not exactly the coolest time of the year. I was really hoping that we were going to get an ABC itinerary, or maybe at least an A and a C. For those who don't know, Bonaire has really cut back on the cruise ships, on allowing the cruise ships to come in. So that's why you see a lot of A's and C's, Aruba, Curacao, but you don't see that B. You don't see the Bonaire in there. Used to be everybody did an ABC. Now it's just a couple. Really, I think Celebrity does the most anymore. of the ABCs, and then I've seen Oceana doing a few as well. So, and again, so we're live. You're just tuning in. We're live from the MSC Seashore. So, hey, Kevin Monahan. Oh my goodness, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. But yeah, if you're just tuning in, we are live. I know it doesn't look like it, but we are live on the MSC Seashore right now. This is the bigger sister to the MSC Seaside that we cruised, I think around May-ish, somewhere around there. The main difference between the two ships is this has an extra deck of cabins, and then they got rid of the zip line and all that up there. But pretty much the rest of it is almost identical. The other thing they did was they took the buffet that was on deck 8, they moved it up to 16, and they took all the specialty restaurants that were on 16 and they moved them down to 8. That's the other big difference. Plus, they have the conveyor belt sushi. I have been neglecting to upload some of these shorts onto YouTube. I'll try to get some of those up there tonight for you guys. But we've gone to Kato Sushi. We've done the main dining room a couple of times. Main dining room actually has been pretty good. Last night really impressed me. I ordered a medium steak. They literally delivered it like spot on medium. That is so rare in any main dining room. I don't care what cruise line it is. But when you're making steak for 2,000 people, or you're making meals for 2,000, 3,000 people, actually getting a steak that comes out medium and not well is a rarity. I actually got one last night. I was so excited. But yeah, overall, it's been very interesting. We're going cheap this time. We're like just doing as much of the complimentary as we can. We did so much of the specialty last time. We're trying to do more of the complimentary. We're trying to do more of the buffet. Plus, we know we're about to eat tons of gourmet food next week on the Oceana Serena, so we're kind of going a little bit easy. I can tell you that they make really, really good cappuccinos on here. I have been in, no matter where I've gotten my cappuccino, they have been good. Most of the time, I'm getting really pretty art on top. But yeah, overall pretty good. You guys have any specific questions at all about MSC as a cruise line, about the Seashore itself, or maybe just anything to do with cruising? Happy to answer anything we can. This was kind of a last minute idea. It's like, do we think the Wi-Fi is going to work? And look at that, lo and behold, the Wi-Fi is working. The Wi-Fi was terrible on the Valiant Lady. For those of you who tried to tune in on that Valiant Lady live stream, that just went down in flames big time. But we have the streaming package on here. Now, the one thing about MSC that is a little bit annoying is their Wi-Fi package is literally per device. Once you log on with that device, you can't log off and then log on with another device. In my case, I've got my phone and I've got my laptop that always need to be connected, so I actually had to get a 2-device package. Once each of these devices logs in, no other device can use that Wi-Fi signal. So that is one of the annoying things. A lot of cruise lines, you can get a 1-device package. You just simply log off the phone, you log onto your laptop, and then vice versa. Cannot do that here on MSC. But the streaming seems to be working really well. I mean, I think we've been going 18 minutes now, and so far so good, knock on wood. We've had a lot of stormy weather. That has affected the Wi-Fi. We have had basically the Wi-Fi has just been gone for an hour or two at a time, but that's when it's like absolutely downpouring out there. We got heavy clouds and whatnot. But overall, the Wi-Fi has been very impressive on this ship. I've been able to do a lot of work. I've been doing a lot of bookings while we're on the ship. I booked some river cruises. We booked some Virgin voyages. We booked some other stuff as well. So I've been really impressed with the Wi-Fi. I think the Wi-Fi has been maybe better on this ship than it was on the Seaside. I don't know, but it's been really, really good. And it's interesting because this ship just came over from Europe, and sometimes there's issues when a ship has been in Europe the whole time, and then they come over to the U.S. Sometimes there can be like some Wi-Fi weirdness going on, and you just can't quite get the signals going. But so far, so good. So far, so good. So yeah, so that's what's going on. Now tomorrow we were in Customaya today, and then tomorrow we'll be in Cozumel. And tomorrow is Friday, right? So that means Saturday we have a sea day, and then Sunday we're back, and then we will be live again Sunday morning. Betty, hello. How are you? How are you doing? Good to see everybody. So yeah, maybe we'll try to find a more interesting location and do another one of these. But yeah, so this is our cabin, and I'm not going to show you over here because that's where the woman of mystery is sitting right now, and she does not want to be on camera. So yes, Rebecca is here. She's just like her normal self, She is over that way. Hey, Michael, how are you? Good to see you guys. I hope. Hey, so what are our holiday plans, man? All you guys watching, you guys doing anything fun for the holidays? You going anywhere for the holidays? For the first time ever, we will be on a cruise ship for both Christmas and New Year's. We've never been on a cruise ship for the holidays, only for Thanksgiving. And we had tried to do this right before the pandemic. Actually, as we were getting into the pandemic, we had a cruise schedule. We were going to be on the Jewel of the Seas for Christmas and New Year's out of Galveston, Texas. That never happened. So this will be the first time. But what are you guys doing for the holidays? You guys doing anything cool? Yeah, Michael, that is just never going to happen. Rebecca doesn't come on camera unless we just happen to be out and about. You see her in videos from time to time. She'll never appear on the live except by accident. I can't even get Stephanie to come do the lives, and Stephanie doesn't even want to do lives anymore. But she is so much fun to have. I hope you guys have enjoyed. I've still got more stuff from the Valiant Lady to get out there as soon as I can get some editing done. But I hope you enjoyed seeing Stephanie pop up in some of our stuff, both on TikTok and over here. She's so amazing. She's such a great friend. And it was so amazing just to be able to cruise with her again. And what an awesome group cruise that was on the Valiant Lady. I mean, we had almost 30 people. Oh my God, it was amazing. It's absolutely amazing to see everybody. It's so cool to interact with you guys here, but then to actually see you guys on camera, or excuse me, actually see you guys in person and be able to interact. That was so amazing. I'm really looking forward to October when we do our next group cruise. So many of you guys are coming. Oh my God, I can't get over how many people are coming on that group cruise. That is going to be such a fun, and we're planning a cabin crawl on that one. Now, if you don't know what a cabin crawl is, it's kind of what it sounds like. We're going to have about 5 different types of cabins that we have booked through our guests, and we're just going to go visit each other's cabin and go see what they're all about. So we're going to be in a cove balcony. We've got cabana mini suites. We've got a sphere balcony. So there's actually balconies in that big black sphere. And we've got some other balconies, and we've got interiors, and we got ocean views. So we're just going to go walk around and see what all the cabins look like, because it's just kind of a lot of fun. Kind of like this would be a big surprise, the cabin that we're in right now. If you want to go ahead and bring up the Seashore deck plan, it's 12238 is this cabin. And when you look at it, the cabin itself doesn't look any bigger than the one right next to it. The balcony looks bigger, but the cabin is bigger. Oh my gosh, it's so awesome. This is going to be the cabin that I'm going to book all my clients in when they come on the ship. So, if you're going to come on MSC, there are caveats to coming on MSC. One, the service is good. It's not as good as you might expect on, say, like a Princess or Holland America, even Carnival. Carnival has a whole different atmosphere there. The food is it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag. When you pay a lot less, you can't expect gourmet food all the time. I mean, specialty dining from the seaside was really good, and we enjoyed the Kato sushi. I mean, that was just so much fun having a conveyor belt thing. Coffee is really good. I mean, it's an Italian cruise line, so they make good coffee on here. In fact, it's one of the few cruise lines where I can drink the coffee straight out of the buffet. Usually I can't do that. Let me see. Here we go. Becky, a low-key Christmas in San Diego. You hope Santa brings more cruise gift cards. Hey, that's what a great gift too, by the way. Give gift cards. If you're a member of AARP, and actually you don't even have a member to buy certain ones like Princess, like what Becky's been doing, but you can go over to AARP. It's AARP Rewards. You could probably Google search cruise gift cards AARP, and you will find them. But what a great gift for the holidays. You get a discount by buying them through AARP, and then you can either gift them to people, or maybe you give somebody a cruise and say, hey, look, we're going to go on a cruise. I've already done it. So yeah, that's an awesome idea for that. But yeah, I can't wait to see what it's going to be like on Oceania. It's going to be very cool. I can't believe it's a week from tomorrow. We're going to be on another ship. Rick, video sounded good. Yay, going to be home in Florida. Family coming in from Utah. Oh, wow. Marnie and Willie, who were on earlier, they're watching from Utah. It's awesome. That's one of the cool things. I literally have clients all over the United States right now, and a few up in Canada. So it's just really cool working with y'all and getting to know everybody. It's just been so cool that social media has allowed us to do this and get to know each other we really value the trust that you guys all put into us in doing the travels. And I know I sound a little bit tired because I was up very early this morning getting the Virgin Voyages stuff. You know, they said, oh, hey, the Virgin Voyages, the new bookings will be up by 8 a.m. And I was like, you know, England's going to get it first. So sure enough, when I woke up, the bookings were right there and ready to go. So we've been booking those pretty much all day. And then a couple of more Christmas markets. Oh my God, I'm so excited. Every time I book a Christmas market, river cruise, I'm like, we're going to do a river cruise. So river cruise is on the list. It's coming. I don't know when, but it's coming. Hopefully no later than 25, we'll be going off and doing some river cruises. You know, my goal is to take Cunard across, do some river cruises, and then take a ship back. That's my ultimate goal. I hope we're going to be able to do that. So that will only involve domestic flights to and from New York, from Orlando. So that'll be really, really nice. But we'll see. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But we're currently on the MSC Seashore. We're somewhere between Costa Maya and Cozumel. I don't think they're that far apart, if I recall correctly, looking at the ports. But today we had, today we had the Mein Schiff 6 alongside us. And Mein Schiff is a TUI company, TUI, a TUI company, and they're a German cruise line. And every time I see them, they kind of remind me a little bit of a Celebrity cruise ship. And I think it's because of the color scheme and the way they're set up. But I think it would be really, really fun to go on that particular cruise line. It's a German-centric cruise line. And they speak German and English. Those are the two languages on the ship. And I think it would be actually kind of neat to be essentially a stranger in a ship, and being that weird American who's on a ship full of Germans and other Europeans. But when I see them in port, I'm like, oh man, yeah, I'd really like to go on that one day. You know, for me, there's over 350 cruise ships out there. And if I can go on to every single one of them, oh my God, that would be like my ultimate goal. And oh, by the way, breaking news, if you've watched me before, you know, I've always said I will never book anybody and I will never go on Margaritaville at sea. Well, I am strongly considering the second ship. Still not going to go on the first ship. No, you can't even get me on that one for free. But the new ship that they purchased is a former Costa ship. That's a real cruise ship. It's going to be going out of Tampa. So I am already making plans. In fact, I've asked Stephanie if she'd like to come along, because Rebecca still is not going to go on it. But I'm willing to give Margaritaville a chance on the second ship and maybe go see what that one's all about. She's going to be offering, I think, 3s and 5s or 5s and 7s out of Tampa. So who knows? It's a former Costa ship. I can't remember the name of the Costa ship. It was sold originally to someone else, and then that fell through, and now Margaritaville got it. So it's going to be interesting. So I'm going to give that one a whirl. I am totally going to give that one a whirl. At least I hope I am. And who knows? Maybe I'll actually book some people on Margaritaville at sea one day. Still not going to do the original ship. If they send that ship in for like a 3 or 4 month dry dock and gut it and take it, do it in spirit, then maybe. But right now, there's still too much of a lipstick on a pig for me for that one. Cruise line, but I'm just not going to do it. I'm just not going to do it. I just can't. I'm so sorry. I hope I didn't offend anybody. If you've gone on Margaritaville at sea and you enjoyed it, good. I'm glad you did. I think there's better values out there in cruising. If you really want to spend that kind of money, it can put you on a ship with better value than that. But who knows? The second one, it could be really interesting. They're taking control of the ship now, and it's not going to come out until like June, I think it is. So they're going to spend like 6 months getting it ready. Okay, they've caught my attention, so hopefully it's going to be good. Yeah. We should set up a call. Oh, of course, yeah. Set up a call anytime. Set up a call anytime. Again, I know there's no links in the description right now, but there are links in all the rest of my videos, or if you go to the About page, you're going to find all the information. But it's where'swaltertravel.com. You can find us easy enough there. And always happy to take a call. In fact, we have been working pretty much regular office hours here from the ship. When we go on these cruises now, they are working vacations. Everybody's like, oh, I'm so sorry to bother you on vacation. It's like, no, this is my office. Just like you guys go to work every day or you work from home every single day. Most of the time we're working at home. Sometimes we're on a cruise ship or sometimes we're at some location, but pretty much working all the time unless I'm off the ship doing some sort of an excursion. 274 days until your next one. I know, Michael, but it will come soon enough. Best, oh boy, Kevin, that's a really good question. Best cruise value for somebody cruising solo. So the big issue is always that double occupancy rule with all the cruise lines. And what I did learn at one point is that has everything to do with the lifeboats. The way Coast Guard sets up the lifeboats is that if a cabin is set up for double occupancy like this one, it has to have two places on the lifeboats. Doesn't matter if there's one person staying in this room or two people staying in this room. There have to be two lifeboat slots. So when you book a cabin by yourself that's double occupancy, that's why they charge you that second person, because you're taking up space in the lifeboat, which affects everything down the line in terms of, once a muster station's full, they can't sell any more berths in that area. So all that being said, so good for solos. Well, Norwegian always comes top of mind because Norwegian has set up a solo studio. And so if you get a solo cabin on any Norwegian cruise ship, it comes with the solo studio. And they have dedicated like 99 square foot studio cabin, but recently they added 1,000 cabins to the fleet. Basically what they did was they went in and took double occupancy cabins, just like the one I'm standing in now, and recategorized them. So they're larger cabins, but they're categorized for a solo. And no matter whether you do the studio, an inside, an ocean view, or a solo balcony, you still get access to that studio lounge. So that's the one everybody thinks of. Virgin Voyages, absolutely. They have solo inside and they have solo sea view, which is the ocean view cabins, and it's all adults. So if you're looking for a more adult-only experience, definitely Virgin Voyages. Celebrity, another good one. They have solo infinite balconies on the Celebrity Edge class. And Oceania, if you want to go a little bit more luxury, most of their, I think about half of their fleet, they've recategorized some of the ocean views as solo. And then the new Vista and the Allura that's coming out, they have dedicated solo cabins. Royal Caribbean, believe it or not, has about 200 solo cabins across the fleet. You just got to know where they are. There's not many of them on each ship, but you just got to know where they are. Yeah, Kevin, Virgin Voyages, what's really nice about Virgin Voyages, it's not even just the adults only, it's the fact that so much is included. We just took about 26 to 30 people on Virgin for Thanksgiving. We all went on the Valiant Lady, and most of them had never been on a Virgin voyage. The two things that really stood out to everybody, number one, the ship was sold out, but it didn't feel like it. The ships hold 2770, but they're built much larger than they need to be. So even though the ship was literally 100% sold out, it had been sold out for over 2 or 3 months, there was no problem getting around the ship, and everybody noticed that. It's like when you go on a Royal Caribbean ship, it's sold out. You go on a Carnival ship, it's sold out. You know it's sold out. You keep running into bottlenecks. The other thing that impressed everybody was how relaxed everything was. When you come on the ship, nobody's trying to sell you a drinks package. Nobody's trying to sell you a dining package. Nobody's pushing a Wi-Fi package. Nobody's pushing a photo package. There's none of that. You've already paid for all of that before you got on the ship. There's no photographers on the ship. And because you paid so much in advance, you're not taking your card out, or you're not swiping all the time for a soda, for a drink, for food. All the meals are included, all the restaurants are included, and everybody was blown away at just how good the food was. It's like, yeah, this food is included, but what's really unique about Virgin is they have a kitchen for every single restaurant. The restaurants are spread out, and a lot of cruise ships, even though you might have like 2 or 3 specialty restaurants on a floor, they're all fed by a central kitchen that's feeding it out. But on Virgin Voyages, every single restaurant has their own kitchen, so they're all preparing just the meals for that restaurant. That's it. So they can take more time, and everything is prepared fresh. Most everything is prepared fresh when you order it. So that's some of the big differences with Virgin Voyages. I think if you're looking for a really good solo experience, probably the two that I would lean into right away would be Norwegian and Virgin Voyages. And Norwegian will have more kids depending on the time of year you go, but if you go on a smaller ship, they won't have near as many kids. But again, they're going to, I don't want to call it nickel and diming, but the Norwegian included food is decent. But if you really want good food on Norwegian, then you step up to the specialty and then you start paying for each of those meals. So Virgin Voyages has been saying for 3 years, we give you $600 in value. They finally had an economist go back in and go, are we giving $600 in value? And the economist said, no, you're giving $1,000 in value, because in the 3 years that you've been talking, everything has gone up everywhere else and they've taken things away. So now that you add in like the higher gratuities and the higher fees for Wi-Fi and the higher fees for specialty dining, you guys are now giving away $1,000 worth of value with every single cruise. So that's one of the reasons why we love Virgin so much. And Virgin has just been so easy to work with. We're very blessed that we have a lot of great partners. Kathy over at Royal Caribbean. I've got Christine over at Carnival. We've got Tamika, the ever amazing Tamika over at Virgin Voyages, who's going to be on one of our Sunday mornings very soon in January. I got Guillaume at Oceana. I've got Michael right here at MSC. Michael is absolutely amazing here at MSC. He helped us with a situation. It wasn't even our booking, but it's a client that now works with us, and just reached out and said, hey, we booked this earlier. We didn't book it with you because we didn't know you then, but is there anything you can do to help us out? And Michael was great. So, oh yeah, Rick just went on his first Virgin voyage in Thanksgiving. Actually, we were on the Valley and you were on the Scarlet, and I'm so glad you had a great time. It just takes one time. Oh, I've got a fellow colleague right now, travel agent, never been on Virgin Voyages. She just got on the Scarlet Lady yesterday. She wrote to me at all concerned. She's like, look, I don't party. I'm not adventurous with food. I'm really nervous. I'm going to be so out of place on this cruise. I don't want to, I don't want to badmouth Virgin just because it's not my kind of cruise line. And I said, well, if you eat steak and you eat potatoes and you eat tacos and you eat eggs and you eat ice cream and you eat pizza, you're going to be in really good shape on Virgin Voyages. Yes, everything is elevated and everything is prepared to a great way. But other than the test kitchen, which truly is experimental food preparation, everything else is just like a restaurant you've ever been to. You've got Italian, you got a steakhouse, you've got an amazing Mexican joint, you've got a vegetarian vegan restaurant with a very naughty side with some great meat product. In fact, some of the best bacon you've ever had in your life is served at Razzle Dazzle. You got amazing pizza, you got a poke bowl place up on the top, like awesome ice cream. So yeah, there's just so much great thing. And then in terms of it being a party ship, it is if you want it to be. Okay, the Manor goes until about 2 or 3 in the morning every night. Scarlet Night is just the craziest, most fun party you've ever seen at sea. It is loud, it is crazy, but it's just one night. And then if you don't want it to be a party ship, it is completely chill. One of the most popular places during Thanksgiving on the Valiant Lady was the Social Club, which is where they have all the board games and karaoke. And I do mean board games like Chutes and Ladders and Sorry, and games that you used to play with as a kid, right up until like all the modern games, Cards Against Humanity, some of these other things out there. Like you couldn't get a table all week. There were dozens and dozens of people just playing board games and doing speed puzzling and doing all of this other stuff. And then even when the Manor is going all night long, that's one room that's going all night long. The rest of the ship is just chill, laid back and mellow. And sure enough, I got a message from her today. She's only been on the ship one day. She's like, oh my God, this ship is amazing. And it's just that feeling when you walk on, and how inviting it is and how casual it is. And there's so much comfortable seating everywhere. It truly is a ship that is designed to be social for people just to, it is a come as you are ship. Come on, relax. What do you need? We'll go get it for you. You're going to have great drinks. You're going to have great food. You're going to meet some amazing crew members. They have a happenings cast, 11 or 13 of them, that all specialize in something. And as far as I know, they're the only cruise line that has a drag queen. And we've had a woman named Carlos all 3 times, just amazing. So yeah, so Virgin Voyages is not what a lot of people think it is. That's partially due to the marketing. When the marketing first came out, it looked like you had to be 21 years old, size 0 to go on the ship. That's not what it is at all. If you're 18 to 98, there is a space for you on that ship. for sure. So yeah, I think for a most of our solo travelers, especially if they're a foodie, I'm going to be leaning them into Virgin Voyages for sure, just because of that laid back nature and all of that. But yeah, yeah. You're welcome, Kevin. I hope everything is going really well for you out there. So Kevin is amazing. He and I used to interface all the time when I was working in television production and video and marketing and all of that. He's been just a great friend for Kevin. I don't even know how many years I've known you. I've known you for so many years. And that's how I met Stephanie as well, too. The lovely Stephanie of the Sean Stef channel. She is now officially a Disney animator, but she's been an animator and an artist for a long time. And I met her and her husband, Sean, in my previous life when I had my own creative agency. So I've known her about, probably 12 years or so. And she's the one who brought us and Ben and David together. When Ben potentially doing a group cruise, she's like, oh, wait, you gotta meet Walter. You gotta meet Walter. And of course, Ben used to be a cameraman. We had a lot in common right off the bat. I got to tell you, they are lovelier in person than they come across on videos. So, oh man, 20 years. I think you're right, Kevin. It has been a long time. So yeah, who knows? I mean, I know that I've been going to NAB for, gosh, probably almost 20 years. What is Steph's favorite solo cruise line? Well, she does dig the hammock on Virgin. Would you say that's probably her favorite right now?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna guess that that's what it is. Although, Steph has a good time everywhere. She's just so personable and so bubbly, lovely. She's kind of like us. She loves cruising. Hey, Scott, how are you? Good to see you. So like I can tell you, like the Odyssey of the Seas is probably her favorite Royal Caribbean ship. She flat out loved the Norwegian Spirit when they did that, when we booked her on that Alaska and Hawaii cruise. But that hammock, I know that hammock has just sucked her in. It sucked in Rebecca. Rebecca loves that hammock. Like, we got here on the seashore and it's the first thing you look at. You're like, no hammock. That hammock is the most ridiculous thing you have ever. And we talk about it and you're like, oh, how good can that hammock really be? It's that good. And I'm so excited because I am a top 100 Virgin Voyages sales agent in the United States, which means I'm literally one of the top 100 people who have sold Virgin Voyages in the last year. Rebecca can't go on that cruise with me. But I get my own sea terrace and I get to have the hammock all to myself for 4 days. Usually I'm in that hammock for maybe 2 hours over the course of a cruise because somebody gets it the whole time, but I actually get the hammock all to myself for 4 days. I'm so excited about this. I'll have to send all kinds of pictures. So do we need a double occupancy for the hammock on Virgin? You do. So you have to be in a limited view sea terrace or above. Now, I will say I've shied away from unlimited view sea terraces, but we took a good look at one on the Valiant Lady this time. One of our clients actually had one. And the view was much better than I thought it was. From the pictures, it looks like the view is not going to be that great. But the way the lifeboat sits, the lifeboat basically prevents you from looking down. But you definitely have a great field of view above the lifeboat looking out. So the limited view sea terrace, Kevin, I have a lot of solos who book that sea terrace. They don't care. They book that sea terrace because they want that balcony. They want that hammock. Now, one thing to keep in mind, there is a cabin category called the XL Sea Terrace. The cabin itself is slightly larger. The main reason why people book that one is because it has a larger bathroom. The bathroom shower is really tight on Virgin Voyages, unless you're in the suite or you're in the XL. Now the XL gives you a big horizontal shower, so that's why most people book it. But some of those cabins do not have a hammock. They have a birdcage chair that hangs. The front of the ship, they're all in the front of the ship, and the front of the ship starts to curve, and where the ship starts to curve, they could not hang a hammock, so they put a bird cage up there. So you got to be aware that we always have to be aware when somebody asks for the XL Sea Terrace that we make sure we get them one that actually has a hammock, because it's disappointing to not have that. So Rick, you got to go. Hey, man, that's awesome. Well, have a lovely time with your family. And yeah, just keep watching. We'll be posting more videos from here, and we'll be posting videos from Oceania very shortly. You're welcome, Kevin. Of course, just reach out anytime, man. we'll be more than happy to help you out. You know, folks, if you're just tuning in and you don't know who I am, I'm Walter from Where's Walter Travel. We're an independent travel advisor. I work along with my wife, who's sitting off camera. And we charge nothing for our services. Our services are 100% free to you. We get paid by the travel partners. And our commission, our fee is baked into every travel fare that you see out there. So if you book with Royal Caribbean, you book with us, it's going to be the same fare. Sometimes I can throw on some extra perks. I can get you some extra things to go with it. But the fare itself is actually identical because Royal Caribbean controls it, and Royal Caribbean has already built part of the cruise industry. The cruise industry themselves cannot handle booking the amount of cabin space that is available out there in the cruise world. And so we really do partner with the cruise lines a lot, and they really respect us and they help us a ton with the sales and all of that. So that commission, you know, what they're paying us, that is built in to every single sale. So if you book with the cruise line, they just simply keep the commission. If you book with us, well, then you're helping to support a small company. And I've got to say, you know, we have exceeded every single goal. When we started the company in October of 23, I set October 22. Oh my goodness, it's been 14 months. I set a ridiculously high goal that I never expected to achieve in terms of sales, in terms of vacations booked and things like that. And we hit that target in August. And it has just been, I never could have imagined that we'd be where we are today. I would have just laughed you out of the room if you told me where we'd be today. So we're one of the top sales agents in our group, especially for a newcomer, a brand new company. And we're also, like I said, a top 100 with Virgin Voyages. So that's actually really, really cool. Tamika, I can't wait to announce her next appearance. She has been our fan from the get-go. Even before I had a single sale on Virgin Voyages, she has been with us all along. Just an absolutely amazing person. So we're just so excited to be doing what we're doing and to be, you know, working with so many of you. I've met so many of you. I just wrote up ticket number 678 or 668. 668, I think I wrote up today. So, I mean, we booked a lot of vacation over the past 14 months, and we're just getting started, and we're having a lot of fun. So, and thanks for just kind of tagging along tonight. I know this is just kind of a pop-up. I wish I had it's a lovely whale. Artwork on a cruise ship is always kind of weird, right? You know, you just never quite know what you're going to see. So it's actually, you know, one of a nicer piece of art I think I've seen on a cruise ship. It's not bad. Not bad. The cabin is actually rather lovely. Again, as soon as we're done with this, I'll grab that tour. It's on my phone. I'll grab that tour and I'll just go ahead and post it on YouTube so you all can see it. If you haven't seen it on my TikTok channel yet, we've had a lot of comments on there about it. But it really is a nice cabin. It's a big cabin. The bathroom is efficient. Let's put it to you that way. I think the shower might actually be slightly larger in this one. Closet space is a little small, but you know, we're making it work. And but no, it's just a nice cabin. They're really fond of three things here on MSC. They're fond of beige, brown, and chrome. That's your color scheme on the entire ship. As you can see the walls, this is basically your color scheme. You have your beige, you have your dark brown, and then you just have chrome. I would love to know what the chrome budget is on this ship. There is more chrome on this ship than probably in most hotels in Las Vegas. I mean, that's what it feels like to me when you come onto an MSC ship. It feels like you're in a Las Vegas resort because there's just so much chrome everywhere. In fact, I'm noticing there's no chrome in the room. That's shocking.
Around the light fixtures.
Oh yeah, around the light fixtures there is some chrome. But there is just so much chrome. There's a ridiculous amount of chrome and mirrors everywhere. So I don't know if it's an Italian thing or what it is, but there is just a ridiculous amount of chrome. The one thing they don't have on here, though, on the seaside, there was this one section where you would be walking. There was this really big mirror, and like I don't know how many times Rebecca and I both almost walked straight into it because you know we didn't realize we were walking into this big old mirror. They seem to have done away with that on this ship, so it's not quite so bad. But everything else is going really well. I think if you're a fan of MSC, you certainly will enjoy the Seashore. If you've never been on MSC, there's things that we need to prepare you for before you come on. You pay a lot less The value that you get for what you pay is tremendous on the ship. But I mean, you're going to get the best of everything, and you have to be prepared. In fact, I was kind of going back and forth certain things she was saying, and it's like, look, we've been cruising for 16, 17 years. We've had cruises that we haven't enjoyed as much, but we've never had a bad cruise. And the one thing that will never ruin our cruise is food. I mean, there's always going to be something to eat. It may not be the best thing in the world, and it may not be like tonight. It was ridiculous. There were literally 40 to 50 people lined up for the one food line that was open tonight at the buffet. And so I ended up going around the line and going off to someplace else that nobody else wanted, and I just grabbed a few things and ate that. Definitely not going to be my favorite dinner on the entire ship. Not going to be my favorite meal during this cruise. Did it ruin the cruise? No. Am I hungry? No. In fact, I'm still kind of full from that. I ate too much bad stuff. I had pizza, I had salami, cheeses, fresh mozzarella balls. So food is never going to ruin a cruise. I'm a foodie and I love food, but bad food is never going to ruin a cruise. So. But yeah, so we just kind of wanted to pop up on here if anybody's got any last minute questions. Otherwise, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. We might pop up live again from the ship, maybe go find a different spot. Certainly going to try and do a TikTok live probably tomorrow. I'll do a TikTok live at some point tomorrow as well. So if you got any other questions about the Seashore, if you got any questions at all about cruising, feel free to let me know. But again, this is our love and 12 something on deck 12 of the MSC Seashore right now. We'll be here till Sunday morning at 11 a.m. a half hour later than normal. We're going to do our normal cruise chat live from the house, and we'll be back there. But hey, thanks for coming on and popping on for about an hour. Hope this was useful. I hope it was helpful. I hope we had a little fun, learned a little something from this. And if we can do anything to help you at all in the future, where's waltertravel.com. We're a full-service travel advisor, cruise, luxury, land expedition. So anything we can help you with, please do reach out. So guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and certainly be watching on TikTok and YouTube Shorts. I'll pop up some of our adventures here on the MSC Seashore. So have a great night, everybody, and we'll see you soon.